Hey there friends, thanks for checking in. Today we're going to do a comparison video with the Walther CCP M2 versus the Walther PPS M2, both single stack 9mm handguns that compare well. Now the CCP M2 was just released and many people said, hey, why don't you do a comparison with the PPS M2? So that is what we are doing today. Let's first take a size comparison. We can see that the CCP M2 has a 3.5 inch barrel, as where the PPS M2 has a 3.2 inch barrel. Not a great difference there. And then we'll see the slot or the grip length is similar length, but you may notice that the CCP M2 is a little wider. Both have cross-directional texturing on the grip that Walther is known for, but this is a bit wider, and I like that because it fills the hand. It gives me the feel of the PPQ that offers just by being a little bit wider. Now this is thin. Both these are made for concealed carry, so I have no problem with a thin grip like this. I like the way this feels a little more. The magazines. The PPS M2 holds 7 rounds in this setup. They also make a 6-round mag with a flat base plate. The CCP M2 has an 8-round mag, and they offer 2. So both offer 2, and they're both fine, but the CCP has an additional round in this current setup, so I'm going to give it to the CCP for that. Now here we have different slide finish. This is a Tenifer finish on the slide and the barrel. Here's a Cerakote finish with a stainless barrel. So it depends on, that's all preference, you know, whatever you like. I will say that this has a stronger grip on the slide when charging with that matte finish and deep cut serrations. Not to say that this won't work. It'll work just fine. And I will say this is lighter. It's a lighter spring than this. So when somebody has weak hands or somebody has trouble charging, they will have an easier time with the CCP M2 over the PPS M2. There's a noticeable difference with that. The trigger weight on the PPS M2 is 6.1 pound. All right, and it does have a very short reset. I measure it right at 6.1 pound. That's what the website says. Here we have a 5.5 pound. All right, so it is lighter, but the reset is to full position. I found both have real nice follow-up shots, and that I did not notice the difference. 6.1, 5.5, very close there. This does have a thumb safety. All right, so if you're into thumb safeties, you'll give this the advantage. I'm really not into thumb safeties, so I'm going to give the advantage to the PPS M2. This also has an accessory rail. Now, the original PPS did. This one does not. So I'm going to give the advantage there to the CCP. When we look at the sights, we'll see that both are 3-dot sight setups, but the PPS M2 has larger sights. Okay, you can see the dots are larger than the CCP M2. Okay, and they are metal, as where these are polymer. So I'm going to give the edge to the PPS M2. Getting kind of confused with all this CCP PPS, but they're both M2 models and they are both quality guns and they both fire very well. Now the CCP M2 has a gas delayed blowback system, and what that basically means is that it has a fixed barrel and a piston, and it pushes the gases through the gas cylinder underneath the barrel. All right, and we're going to take a look at that, which brings us to the field strip. All right, so we're going to go ahead and, oh, I have the safety on. We're going to go ahead and pull the trigger, push this down, and let that come off, and there is the field strip. So here we have a fixed barrel, and there's the gas cylinder right down there, and your recoil spring, and you can see that's very loose, making it easy to charge. And there is the piston. Over here we have a locked breech gun, where all we have to do is pull those tabs down. Off comes the slide, and we have a dual recoil spring, and here is the barrel. So we have a different gas system. That's a matter of preference. Let's go ahead and weigh these guns now. Both are unloaded. The PPS M2 is weighing in at 21 3/4 ounces. The CCP M2 is weighing in at 22 1/4 ounces. So just a little over a ½ ounce lighter with the PPS M2. $350 average gun store price. All right, for the PPS M2. Now, the CCP M2 is new, so it's hard to say. From what I have seen so far, the average gun store price a little over $400. I think this will be lower priced over time. We have to give it a little time to get a true feel for that, but I think they will be priced very similar within a couple months. CCP M2, 20 yards. PPS M2. Limp wristing the CCP. After shooting these guns side by side, I will say both have proven themselves to be reliable. They fed, fired, and ejected every round that I put through them. The PPS M2 is a more common platform for me, for what I am used to, and I found it to be a very nice flat shooting gun, very accurate, and it worked well. The problem here is you have one less round, 7 rounds in this setup. Now the CCP M2 has 8 rounds, and that I enjoyed. I enjoyed shooting 8 rounds versus 7 rounds. But the one thing I will say here is that because it's a gas delayed blowback system, it has an advantage. It's a very soft shooter. So not only is the slide light to charge, but when shooting, Walther calls it a soft coil system, you can actually feel the gun with a very light recoil, and that's what that's designed for. The downside to that is this frame gets extremely hot. I found myself having to put it down and let it cool off, because when you grip it, even your support thumb right here where that piston pushes those gases through, it gets very hot. Very similar to the original CCP, and you know, continuous shooting will cause you to do that. You will have to put this gun down and let it cool off a bit. Both excellent CCW guns, no question about that. Both very reliable, and both improved, in my opinion, over their original versions. If I had to choose one, I would choose the PPS M2. I'm just more familiar with the lock breech style, and that's not to say that this isn't worthy, because it is. If somebody has trouble charging a slide on a standard lock breech gun, the gas delayed blowback system would be a great choice, because the slide is lighter and the shooting recoil is lighter as well with the gas delayed blowback system. Both excellent guns. You really can't make a bad choice either way. If you like videos like this, please subscribe and share. I always appreciate thumbs up button. Thanks for watching, and you guys be safe.